Hey, this plane is called Bonxie. It's a flying wing design and I think it looks really cool, really aggressive with these shapes. It has these jet engine type things on the back. And what's nice about this is that on the bottom you have something to hold the plane. Usually with flying wings it's always a problem, like how do you even hold it because you don't have a fuselage to grip. But here you have this little flap. So you have this little flap where you can hold it. And if you hold it between your thumb and your middle finger, then you can hook your index finger behind this pocket, and that way you can throw the plane really hard and with little effort. It also has a really good glide ratio and it's pretty stable actually. I'm using a sheet of A4 paper and you want to use something that's not too thick, so like 8 grams should be perfect. And we're going to start by just folding the plane in half. And you want to make absolutely sure that you get this fold perfectly in the middle of your plane. So let's just check both sides of the paper and this looks good. Now what you want to do is take the closed edge, so this side is open, this one is closed, and just fold the corner like this. And again, try to be extremely precise. Like this, and you want to kind of reinforce this crease but not put your nail over it so it doesn't rip later on. Then we're going to squash fold this flap like so and just land it on this edge like this. Now what you want to do is take this and then stand up the long end on the squash fold you just made and inverse the crease on this side. Now what you want to do is perform kind of a squash fold on this long side, like this. And then you just flip this over and you want to land this nicely on the middle here on the center crease. And make sure this tip is well aligned, so not too far over there or over there. And then just make these creases here. Now just take this flap and fold it like this and try to make sure this edge is as parallel as possible to that crease. Do the same on the other side and you can just match with the edge of the flap you just made before and then close this up as well. Now what we want to do is invert this crease here. And then kind of fold the wings and you want to make them about 2 millimeters above this edge here. So something like this. And make sure this is a straight fold so that this just stays one straight line. Flip over the paper and make the other wing to match the first one. So just lay it right on there to make sure both creases are the same. Then unfold all of that, just flatten the paper. Now you have here these corners, these two. And what you want to do is flip over the paper and fold in this tip until you see these corners pop up, and then try to land it approximately on where these corners are and make sure this tip lands nicely on the center crease of your plane, like so. And then just make these creases. Flip over the planes. Let's just make a little reference pinch mark. So your reference is like where these tips hit the center crease. You're just gonna fold over and leave a little pinch mark here and here. Alright, so now let's close this up again on one side. What you now want to do is you want to fold starting from this pinch mark, and you want to land this corner on this crease. So it should look something like this. Then really reinforce this crease and then invert it to the other side like so, and then just unfold it. Now we're going to do the same on the other side, so unfold this wing, we make that wing. So we're going to fold from this pinch mark to this crease, just like this, and then that over there, like so. Reinforce the crease and invert it. And now what you want to do is invert the wing crease, but just from the back of the page towards this corner. So I'm going to take that and invert that crease. Do the same on the other side. Now we're just going to close up all these creases, and I hope you can see that. Like an accordion, and then just reinforce them only in the back. And now you should have this kind of shape. Now what we want to do is take the front of the plane and fold this corner towards the center, like so. Unfold it again, and then take this edge and fold it towards this crease. Now we're going to close it up, but you want to do this behind this flap so it stays in place. And then put that flap in there again. We're going to do the same on the other side. So take this edge, fold this corner towards the center. Unfold, take this edge and fold it towards this crease. And then fold this again and tuck it behind this flap. Now we have these two left over, so what you want to do is just fold these behind this layer, and that's going to keep everything in place. And do the same on the other side. And your plane should look like this. Now we're going to flip over the plane. And what you want to do is take this flap and pull it forward as far as it will go. So don't over stretch it so this doesn't rip, so leaving 1 millimeter is okay. And just make a crease and reinforce it. Unfold this again. Now the next step is going to be a bit tricky, so I hope you can see this clearly. What you want to do is pull on the pocket on one side and flatten like this, and lay this flat. Do the same on the other side, so pull it all the way, flatten, and then fold it towards this side. Now you should have two of these flaps. What you want to do is take both of them together and fold them towards the center crease like this. You want to unfold them and then pull on this pocket again, on the one that's on top, and you open that one and you fold the other one into it like this, and then you just flatten it again. So I hope you can see that. So we came from this, pull on this, fold them together, and then put this layer over there again. Now we're going to take this, put it on the other side. Now what you want to do is invert this crease that we made earlier. So just tuck it behind itself like this and flatten everything. And now you can put this up, and you should have a little tab here. So here it's not really, the paper doesn't really like what we're doing here, but it's fine, just ignore it. So this side is flat and this side is standing up straight. So it's a bit twisted, but it works out in the end. So now we're almost finished. All that we have to do now is make the winglets. So I just make them about 1 centimeter on each side like this. Do the same on the other side. And now what you want to do is just set the angles of everything a bit. So you want to fold this down a bit, and then you want to refold the wings up again. Then make this accordion here in the middle again, so that these two things in the tail come up like this. And then you want kind of this W shape. So the wing angle you want is, you want the outsides to be slightly pointed upwards, and then you want here the middle to be up as well, and then these two thingies, you want them to point up as well at this kind of angle. And when you throw the plane at first, it's probably gonna turn pretty hard to the left or the right. So what you wanna do is just, if it turns too hard to the left, you wanna adjust the right winglet, and you just wanna pinch it a bit outwards, depending on how much it turns. So if it completely rolls over, you wanna be quite aggressive with the tuning here, and else you don't need to be, then you can be a bit more gentle, and you will get it right after a few throws, and then it will fly nice. And if you need even more adjustment, what you can also do is pinch the outsides here a bit up, and that will also help the plane turn in that direction. And for the best glide performance, so normally when you throw it, it's gonna pull up quite hard, so a bit too much to be really efficient, but it flies well as it is. But if you want a bit more efficiency, get more airtime, what you can actually do is pinch this slightly downwards here. That's gonna make it a bit more balanced and fly more level. And that way you will have a plane that flies really well.